Hello everyone and welcome to the next video in the series. I hope you found my last video really helpful. I hope you were able to take that information and now you have a clarity on how to build your sales machine, how to create your first product or multiple products. And so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to take that to the next step. Today I'm going to teach you that, okay, now you already know the industry you want to be in, you know the products you want to sell, then how to make a lot of money by selling those products. I'm really excited because some of the information here will really change your business. If you're someone who's tried internet marketing before and it didn't work for you, or maybe you're doing it right now, maybe you already have a product or you have a coaching or you have an agency or something like that and you're not able to make a lot of money, well, this video will solve that problem for you. It will teach you how to take any business model, any product, and how to make a lot of money from that product. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you my formula, how I do it, and you can take this formula and plug it to anything you do. So whether you're selling an ebook or you're selling a physical book, a physical product, or you have an agency, or maybe you work on Upwork, Fiverr, or you have a coaching business, no matter what business you're in, you take the exact same formula and you just plug that in, and I guarantee you it's going to make you a lot of money just by using this. This is the key to going from like a small business or simple business to having $1 million business. So I'm really excited, and with that, let's get going. Our goal in every business obviously is to make a lot of money, not just little money, but a lot of money. And making money to me is just a simple math problem. You basically have an equation, your products, your customer, your traffic, your advertising, it's part of that equation. And in order to make money, you just have to keep tweaking your equation until you're making a lot of money. So, you could be reducing the cost of your traffic, or you're, selling more to your customer, you're charging more to your customer, somewhere in the equation, all these pieces, you keep moving them around until you're making a lot of money. So that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you my equation, and then you're going to take this equation and apply it to whatever product or industry you want to go into. The first thing you want to do to make a lot of money is you want to sell a lot of products to your customers. One of the things you'll find that people or companies or internet websites, the ones that make a lot of money have a lot of products they sell to their clients. And not only do they have a lot of products they sell to their clients, they also sell a lot of products at the same time to the same clients, okay? And so here are a couple of examples. Now, if you look at this image, this is from Amazon. If I try to buy this Toshiba TV there, the original price for that is $399. What's important here is right underneath that, they're offering you the extra products. So if you just look under the image of the TV, they have a TV and the cable and the wall mount, and they say you can buy all three together for $456. So now they went from $399 to $456 if you buy this. Then comes a second offer on the right side where they say, by the way, do you also want to get a protection? You can pay $28 for 4 years or $21 for this much. And then you can also add more accessory. There's another accessory underneath that for $19.99. You can get this ultra thin antenna, or underneath that there's an Echo Dot for $49. So now you see they're selling you multiple products. It's not just $399. They're banking. You're gonna buy a $456 bundle, and then you're also gonna buy some kind of insurance on that, and you're also gonna pay for some extra accessories. And then underneath that, they again are tempting you with the wall. Right underneath there, they're showing you some kind of remote and other TV screens, and they're showing you some similar items. So they really want to sell you. This is your first example. So what they're trying to do is they're not trying to just sell me a TV for $399 and then find a new customer. They want to maximize their revenue from me, because they also know that when people are buying something, when people are in the buying mode, they will buy a lot of stuff. Anything that can help solve their problem, anything that goes along with their original purchase, they will buy that. So if I'm buying TV and buying a wall mount can make my experience better, I'm going to buy that. It's also something very similar. They're not selling me a glass with it that, hey, here's the glass, you can also drink while you're watching TV. That makes no sense, right? But a wall mount makes sense. Usually they also give you those speakers and all that stuff with that, because it increases your experience, it makes your experience better. So whatever your original offer is, you can add products that complement your original offer, and you can always sell those, okay? And then here's the next one. This is from Best Buy. Once again, I'm trying to buy this game here, and with the game right underneath that, they ask me, do I have everything? Do I also have the console? Do I also have those cables? Do I have this game? So they're showing me all of that pack, and then on the right side, once again, they're showing me this warranty that I can get this 2 years warranty for $499, and that's what upsell is. This is what the extra sale is. So I didn't come here to buy a warranty. I didn't come here to buy a remote or anything else. I just want the game console, but they're trying to sell me something extra. So basically, they're making sure that I spend not just $299, but something on more on that. That's basically what it is. that you have to have multiple products that you sell to the buyer when they're ready to spend money, so you can increase your revenue per customer, and that's how you make a lot of money. When I first started my business, I had a product, and I created a great sales page. I started sending traffic to it. The page started converting. People were buying my product, and I was selling. I was making money, but I wasn't making millions of dollars. And the reason I was not making millions of dollars is because my earning per client was very little. So if a client comes and buys a product for $50 and then leaves, sure, I got a sale for $50 minus my expenses. Maybe I made a profit of $10 or $20, right? But if I could somehow increase my profit, if this guy, instead of buying for $50, was going to buy $150, now that extra $100 that comes into my pocket, that makes a big difference. When this customer comes and buys something, my expenses do not change. They remain the same. Now, if I can sell him more, then my profit margin increases, because the next $100 that I'm selling him, I'm not making any extra expense on that one. So my expense is still the same, but by selling more, I'm making more money. When you have just one product, you can't do much with the math. You cannot manipulate much. You cannot make much changes. It's very little you can do. And let me show you an example that will make more sense to you. So let's say I just created my first product, and now I went to Facebook and I spent some money to get some traffic. So I spent $500, and then from $500, 1,000 people clicked on it and came to my site. Of the 1,000 people, 20 people ended up buying my first product for $20 each. Now, I'm pricing my product at a very low price right now. This is something good, because if you can turn your funnel into profit at a lower end product, you will definitely make money when you increase the price. So I spent $500, 1,000 people came. Of the 1,000 people, 20 people ended up buying my offer for $20. I made $400. Basically, that means I just lost $100. Now, this, by the way, is also very normal. This is going to happen when you start your first business. This is exactly what's going to happen. 90% of the time, your first offer is not going to end up in profit. And that's how it works for every single person. So you create an offer, you send traffic, it won't convert as good, and then you ask yourself, how can I make this better? Can I reduce the cost of traffic? Can I make some changes to my sales pages? Can I add another product? And that's how you keep tweaking it and you make it profitable. So this is natural. The way your first campaigns will 99% of the time end up in loss, and then you improve it to make profit with it. So in this case, now we have basically two things here, right? We have or three things here. We have our cost of traffic, we have our sales page conversion, and we have conversion from our advertising, right? So here, if I want to make more money, this is all I can do. I can maybe try to reduce the cost of my traffic, or I can try to charge more for my product, and that's all I can do. So let's just say we did that. So I reduced the cost of traffic by $100. Maybe I created my new ads, and these ads, people click more. So I only had to spend $400 to get 1,000 people to click. And of that, 20 people bought, okay? So now my cost went down by $100 there. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna charge a little bit more for my product. So I just increased the price maybe by like $1, and that's why I have $420 here. I increased the price. So now what happened is, instead of being at a loss of $100, I'm at a profit of $20, right? So before, my cost of traffic was $500 and the sales price was $400. So I was at a loss of $100. Now my traffic cost went down by $100, and I started to charge more for my products. So instead of being minus 100, I became plus 20, right? And that's what I was telling you. When you will start with your first funnel will 19% of the time end up in a loss, and then you will start making tweaks to it until things become profitable. My first Facebook ad campaign, I was getting a lead. Lead is basically when people give you their emails. I was getting a lead for about $3 and some cents. And then I reduced it to 40 cents, right? That's a big difference. And that's what usually happens. If I'm obviously getting a lead for $3 something and bring it down to 42 cents, that's big margin. That's going to increase my profit margin a lot. And that's natural. That will happen to you. So I just wanted to share that with you, how this whole process works to get the idea too. So now, as you see there, here I was able to make a few tweaks, but I could only make so many tweaks and make so much money. Now imagine if I was able to, if I had multiple products, what would happen? Imagine if I had more than 3 or 4, and I could have applied the same formula 3 or 4 times, my profit could have multiplied 3 or 4 times. I'm going to show you in a minute how to do that. The point I'm trying to make here is, if you have one product, you can only do so much. You can only change 2 or 3 things. Try to reduce the cost of traffic, try to increase the conversion of the page, try to charge more, and it can make a little difference, but not enough difference. And to me, this is a very bad sales machine. This one is not going to put a lot of money in your pocket. It's going to help you survive, but it's not going to make you rich. And the reason this is also dangerous is when you start this way, right? You start making some money, but then life happens, right? All of a sudden your car breaks down, you need to buy a new car, or maybe you want to go on a vacation. You go on a vacation, you have to buy a new car. All of a sudden there's a dent on your personal finances. So now what happens is your stress level starts to go up because your business is not giving you enough money to survive. And now you have all these other expenses that are coming up. Your credit card bills are going up, your loans are going up. And then you start to get stressed, you start to get demotivated, and then you run away from that business. And that's why I keep saying this is a very wrong way of doing business. This is how 90% of people start their business. They just create one product and then hope that the one product is going to make them millionaire. It's not going to make you millionaire. So when you start your business, from the very first day, you make sure you're selling at least 2 or 3 products if you want to be able to make a lot of money. And I'm going to show you soon how that's going to make a big difference, okay? Also, like I said, this allows you to make a lot more money for yourself. So let me show you an example, and then this will make more sense to you. So now we had an example where we spent $500 on Facebook, and we got 1,000 visitors. And at the end, we were able to make a sales for $400 and a profit of $20. That was after we tweaked. So we used the same example, okay? So we just spent $500 and got 1,000 visitors. And then that's the same thing happened. 20 people came and bought the product for $20. We were at a loss of $100, right? And then this time we said, you know what, I'm going to add an upsell. So I added up an upsell for $37. Upsell is basically another offer that you give to someone right after they buy, right? So it's exactly what we saw in the Amazon and Best Buy, how they were trying to sell the next product after the original product. So in the case of Amazon, after the TV, when they were displaying the cable or the wall mount, that's the upsell. And the case of Best Buy, when they were showing the remote control and other accessories, that's the upsell. So any other product, any second product that you offer after the original product, that's an upsell. So you're basically saying, after they buy your original product, you say, I want to sell you one more thing. I have a special offer for you, right? If you are an agency, you just created a design or some images for someone. You say, hey, you got these images for your sales pages. Thank you very much. But now I think you would also need some images for your social media because you want your branding to look safe. So for another $50, I'll give you Facebook cover. I'm going to give you 3 images that you can use. So you just offer them something else that goes with the original offer, right? If you just wrote a sales page for someone, hey, you just got a sales page, but you also need to now send nice emails to them so people will come to your sales page and read your sales page, because if nobody's coming to your sales page, nobody's going to buy it. So for the sales page, you already have it now. For another $1,000, I'll be willing to write you 5 emails, 10 emails, whatever it is. So that's what really upsell is. Basically, whatever they buy, after they make the purchase, you offer them a second product that is very similar, that makes the first product or the experience of the first product better, right? So that's what I did here. I added a second product, a second offer. To simplify it, you had a first offer that was $20. Then after they made the purchase, I exposed them to a second offer to say, you can get this for $37. And of the 20 people, let's just say 5 people bought it for $37. I just got $185. Now I'm at a profit of $85. So I started here at minus 100 and I haven't made any tweak to any pricing right now. I just added one more product and I went from being minus 100 to plus 85. Then I said, I'm going to add one more upsell. So now my next upsell is you just bought this 2 pair of knives. I also want to send you this knife sharpener. If you have this knife sharpener, you can sharpen the knife for the rest of your life. You never have to buy another set of knife. This will save you a lot of money in the long run. So 2 out of those 20 people, again, ended up agreeing to buy this set of knives. So I sold 2 set of knives for $47. I made another $94. Now my profit went to $179. So I started from minus 100. I'm already at $179 profit. So you see how good this happens when you have multiple products to offer. And if you also see, I'm not showing crazy conversions here, right? I'm just saying one person is buying this, 2 people are buying this, 3 people are buying this. And just by having a few people buying that, just a couple of people buying that, you can really make a lot more money, right? And then I say, you know what, I'm also going to offer them some kind of monthly membership. Now, monthly membership is something I highly recommend that you have, because this is really where you make a lot of money. The good thing about monthly membership is like Netflix, where you pay them some money every month, and in exchange, they give you some content every month, right? So based on your industry, you will say, give me like, this much money, $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever you want to charge. I've seen Upsell where people even, monthly membership, where people even charge like $500, $900 a month, right? So it depends on your product, depends on your industry. So the whole idea with this is, you sell them once, but then you keep making money every single month. And this gives you a lot of stability. Imagine if you have 100 people, right, paying you $20 every month. That's $2,000 extra coming to your pocket every single month without spending any more money to get that money in. So that's really good thing. It gives you stability. It gives you extra money to reinvest in your business. So I highly recommend that you create some kind of a monthly payment system where basically offer them some product where every month they get some kind of new product, some kind of information, something in their home, so they feel like, okay, let me give them this much money, and now you can make extra money to bring stability. So now what it does is, all of a sudden, 3 people bought it for $20 and we got extra $60 almost. And so now our profit went to $238.97. So we went from minus 100 to $238, right? And the good thing is, in every month, you're also going to get now this $59 coming to your pocket, right? That's the good thing about it, right? So now we haven't made any tweaks yet, and we have gone from minus 100 to $238 just by adding. Now, if you're wondering like, hey, I don't want to do this because a lot of people are going to get pissed off that, I'm showing them all these products. But let me tell you something. When people are in the buying mode, they want to buy as much as they can. This is just human nature, okay? So when people are ready to make an investment into something, they want the full solution. They want to go, it's like when you go to buy a car, right? People can just buy a simple car to go from one point to another, but people want fully loaded car. They want all their CD changers or whatever the new thing is, they want the Bluetooth. It's because when you're in the buying mode, everybody wants the best for themselves. So in that point, if you don't sell them, somebody else is going to sell them. Somebody just came to you, right? Somebody wants a solution for their problem. Somebody wants to buy a product to make their life better. Anything that goes with it, anything that can add to their experience, make their experience better, they're going to spend on that. And I'm going to show you some numbers soon so it'll make sense to you. This works for both of you. It works for you because it allows you to make more money, and it works for the customer because the customer needs all those extra offers that you're giving them. The customer wants to buy the installation for the wall. The customer wants to pay for the extra insurance so they can replace the TV down the road, get it repaired. So the customer wants to buy the extra. Your job is to give it to them so they feel that they got a good deal, they got everything they wanted to, and they can find peace. Or if they don't find peace in your offer, either they're not going to take your offer, they're going to go and find that their extra somewhere else. This is why sales happen. This is why people buy it. People buy it because they want it. So don't worry about it. People will buy it. Nobody will get upset, I promise you. So this is, we talked about this right now. We have added some products and we started making money. Now let's just see the possibilities. If we start tweaking like we tweaked the last time. Last time when we made tweaks, we went from minus 100 to $20. This time, without even making the tweak, we're already at $238 only because we sold more than one product to the client, to the customer, and that makes a big difference. So now let's start making a tweak and see what happens. So let's just say we start to reduce the traffic cost. We start to maybe charge more for the initial sales. Maybe we can add one more upsell. Like right now we had 2, maybe we can add a third one, or maybe we can also charge more for the upsell. And then we can also improve our conversion rate. So these are the options. So now you see that when you have multiple products, you can do so much more to increase your revenue. Before, there were only 3 areas where you could make any changes. Now you can make changes in so many different places. And now let's start putting those numbers in and see what happens. So if I went, dropped my traffic cost from 500 to 400, and then I increased the price from $20 to $21 for the product. Basically, I just went from, the same thing we did last time. So I dropped by $100, added $20. So I'm at a profit of $20 instead of minus 100. And then I did the same thing. I went and increased the price by $3. So I went from $37 to $47. Now, this is something also you will know in business. You will realize a lot of the times, $3, $4, $5 here and there doesn't make any difference. You can increase the price. That's why you can test your price. You'll be sometimes surprised how much more you can charge. In my dating industry, my first product when I was selling for $17. The same exact product that now I'm selling for $97. If only I had tested those price points earlier, I would have known it would have, I would have known that it makes no difference, and I could have started charging this price from very early on. The same thing for my coaching, right? When I started my coaching, I was initially charging $600 for the coaching, and now I charge $3,500 for that coaching. And so you just basically try different price points, and if you find that by changing the new price, people are not buying it, then you can reduce it. But it's always good to test a higher price point. You'll be surprised people are willing to pay so much more for your product. Also know something, we're always very critical and judgmental of what we do. So if I'm teaching this internet marketing, I've been doing this for 10 years. Obviously, I have so much more than I can give you in a video right now. So if I were to come back and watch this video, I will always feel like, oh yeah, I gave this, but I didn't cover this and this and this. There is no way. If I were to cover 10 years of my experience in this video, you'll be sitting here for at least 5 years, even if I compress that information. So you will always be very harsh critique of your own products, of your own services. But let the audience decide, let the customers decide with their own money if they find it worth it or not. Sometimes you will also find it, let's say you increase the price to $97, and if your refund rate goes up, then that will also tell you that, okay, maybe people find $97 too much for this product, and then you can reduce the price. So that's what it is. But let people tell you that what you're charging is good or bad. Don't use your own judgment. Don't use your own criticism. Who was that? I think Woody Allen said that one time. He's like, when you make a film, you can never see your own film, because when you watch your own film, all you do is you see criticism and you're embarrassed of everything you did wrong and everything you could have improved. So don't look at your product, or don't decide its pricing with your own set of eyes. Let your audience decide if it's worth it or not, because I promise you, your perspective to it will be completely different than your audience's. Okay, I get distracted. I know I get distracted, but I think of these things that I'm going to share with you, because when you go start your business, these scenarios, these challenges will come in front of you. And when they come in front of you, you will have my voice in your head, and you will know if it's a good thing or a bad thing to do. Okay, so now we just added the price point here. And so from 185, we went to 200, we made extra $15. And now at this point, our profit is $220. So when we didn't make any tweak, our profit was $85. Now that we are making tweak, we are actually at the point of making $220. That's almost 3 times at this point, or 2.5 times, whatever. And then we go to the next one. We do the same thing. We increase the price from $47 to $50, and the conversion didn't change. Now we made an extra money. And then we decided to add one more upsell. So before we were selling only 2 offers as an upsell. Now we added a third upsell, and one person ended up buying it for $20. And so now our profit went to $340. Last time we were at $179 here. Now we're at $340 at this point, right? That's again double the money. So see how much you can do now. If you have more products, you can make so much changes, so much tweak, and get extra money in your pocket. And now we did the same thing with our membership price. The monthly membership price, we increased from $19.99 to $24, made some extra money. And now our final profit just went from $238 to $412. Now you see how much money you're floating in. And it doesn't end here, because on top of that, now you've signed these people for monthly membership. That's extra money that's coming in your pocket every month. Now that's how you make big money. So this is why I want to say it one more time, that you don't just create one product. When somebody comes to buy a product from you, you introduce them to 3 or 4 products at the same time, because the more you can sell to the customer, the more profit you will make in that moment. Okay. So generally what will happen is your website setup, your sales funnel setup will look like this. They'll come to your page, you'll have their first offer, your ebook, your service that you're offering, your whatever product you're offering. They will look at that offer, and then as soon as they buy that offer, you will say, thank you very much for buying this offer. Here's my second offer. I think this will go very good with your first offer. You should take this. As soon as they buy the second offer, or they decline the second offer, you show them the third offer. After they buy the third offer, you show them membership. And then after that, you just take them to the thank you page. Now you can have as many offers as you want. In my dating, I have about 7 upsell offers, and they're all very expensive offers, and they convert really beautifully. So it's totally up to you. I think as long as they're relevant, as long as they are connected, as long as they make their learning better, then you absolutely can use them. If it's something completely different, for example, somebody comes to buy, health and fitness, somebody wants to lose weight, and then your next thing is, I want to sell you a blender. They're thinking, what the hell am I going to do with blender? Now you're thinking that, this blender, you can make smoothies, but it's still far of a stretch, as opposed to, a recipes on how, what to eat to be in better shape. That would be a much better product. So make sure that whatever you sell complements your original offer, and every upsell complements the original offer. then your sales will be good, and then people won't be upset that you're not trying to sell them something that's not relevant. And that's what it is. So your website, this is what it will look like when they come. When you create your offer, make sure you have 2 or 3 products, and as soon as they buy one, expose them to the second, to the third. And again, I said creating products is very easy. If you don't have time, just hire someone to make good content. Make sure your content is always very good, because if it's not good, then people will ask you for a refund, and that's not going to help you. You always want to make sure that your customers love you. Whatever you give them really helps them, because if that happens, they're going to stay with you for life. They're going to keep giving you more and more money, because whatever you give them really helps them. Okay, so now you saw this, that how simple this is, right? Just by adding a few products, we can really increase our profit, and it gives us the opportunity to make a lot of tweaks, and then we can make a lot of money in our pockets, right? And also, once you start tweaking and once you start making profit, you want to continue to do that. You never ever want to stop doing that. The reason you don't want to stop doing that is because your business has a lot of expenses, and you need this extra revenue to meet those expenses, right? So if you just made $400 per customer, that doesn't sit in your pocket. You have to spend a lot of money to acquire new customers, to keep these customers happy. And that's why it's very important that you charge more and you keep increasing your profit level, so you can keep investing more in your business. I mean, when you start your business, right, you have a set of costs. So if you start a business, you have to pay to create a product. You have to drive traffic. You have to maybe hire experts to set up your website, to write sales pages, create ads. Maybe you have to hire staff for customer service. Then you have to pay for hostings, pay for emails, and your time also is money. So if you're devoting 5 hours a day, that 5 hours you could have worked somewhere else. You're not able to make money. So those hours that you're giving to your business is also money. So when you start a business, you have to make all these investments. Now, when you want to grow your business, you have to multiply this investment. So now you have to create 5 more products. You have to spend way more money on advertising. You need more staff to handle customer service. You need more people to create content for you. And that's why when you want to grow a business, you will have to actually spend a lot more. I know there's the whole thinking around business that the more you save, the more you make. It's actually wrong. The more you can spend, the more you can actually earn. The reason for this is the more you can spend, the better content you can create, the better team you can have to work for you. Your website can have better articles. You can create better products to sell. And so the more you're investing back in the company, the more you're going to earn back. So here's an example. A lot of people, when they start their business, what do? They go and find the cheapest content writer they can find to write blog post, right? They want to pay $3, $4 for a blog post. Now, if you have money and you hire someone and you pay them $100 to do research and write a great, unique content with a lot of great information, proven information, backed by statistics, backed by data, that content will rank way higher than somebody else's generic content, right? And that's what really makes the difference. Is then if you make more money, you can hire better people, create better content, create better everything. And then when you have everything much better, then you make more money, okay? So once again, the best way to do that is by selling multiple products. When people, like I said, when people are in the buying mode, they will buy more than one product, so sell them. Okay, so now just to recap this, remember, the way to make money is, one, to sell multiple products at once to the customer so you can increase dollar value per client. And then once you sell that, you try to reduce the cost for advertising by creating some better ads. You also try and test higher price points for your products, and then you add some kind of monthly membership. So these are 4 things you do. Just add more products, reduce the cost of advertising, test some higher price points, and then add some monthly membership, and that's going to start to put a lot of money in your pocket. However, when you start doing this, it's a great start, but this is not enough. This is not going to make millions of dollars in your pocket. It's going to give you enough money to run a sustainable business, but there is something else you need to do to increase your profit. So what we did right now is called front-end funnel. Okay, this is the front end. This is where people come and they're buying, and you paid money, it's brought somebody else, and they bought some products. Now, once they buy the products, now they will be in your backend. Now you have captured their email, they're your buyers. So people who are not your customers, anything you sell them, that's in the front end offers. Anything you sell more to the people who already bought from you, that's your backend. And anything in the front is called front end. Okay, and just giving you some industry terms so you also get familiar with those things. So what we did right now is we built a front end funnel. When somebody comes, you want to sell them 3 or 4 products, make a lot of money, and then add them to our list of buyers. And now what you do is you build a second sales machine for your buyers. And this is where you make money. This is where you make a lot of money. And this is where you actually make millions of dollars. Why? Because number one, these people already like you. They already trust you. They already have a taste of you. They've already seen your products. and you have no expense to sell something to them. You're not advertising for them anymore. You're just sending them an email or sending them a text message or calling them because you already have their information. So the cost of acquiring them is zero. So anything you sell to them now is 100% profit. And this is where you make a lot of money. And this is also why I say that when people buy your front offer, you make sure your products are amazing. Make sure their products are so good that after they go through those products, they say like, man, I want to buy 50 more products from this guy. Whatever this guy gives me is great. It's amazing. I want to buy more. So make sure your products have to be really, really good. That's when, if your products are good, your backend will do really, really good. Okay, this is also why your customer service has to be good. So now you understand, this is what I tell people. If you're honest and if you really work hard to help your customers, it helps both people, right? So if I want to take more money from you, I will have to give you better customer service. I have to give you products that deliver what I promise. And if I can do those things, you will have no problem keep giving me your money, because every time you give me your money, I give you what you want. It makes your life better. It solves your problem. And so then it works for both people. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sell more. So these people have already given us some money. Now we're going to make more money by selling them more. And how you do that is there are basically 5 kind of things that you can sell them after they've bought for you. One, you can sell them a new product. So somebody just bought products, and then you can create another product that is similar to that, which is, so somebody wanted to learn how to invest, and you can have one more product around investment that they haven't done before. So let's say before you were teaching them how to invest in Wall Street, now you can say, hey, by the way, I also have a great product on how to invest in real estate, and real estate is much more safer than Wall Street. So if you're interested in that, you can also, it's still around the topic of investing and how to make money with investing, but it's a little bit different. So you can sell one more product. You can also then sell some kind of service for them. You can say, hey, do you want me to help you, guide you with your investments? Do you want me to look at your portfolio and give you my feedback? You can give them some kind of service on that. And then of course there's membership. It's like, hey, do you want to join my membership? Because if you join my membership, I'm going to give you special tips every month. And if these people are already part of your membership, you can give them a superior membership to say, hey, I have a special group of VIP members. They're very selective people that I keep in there. It's a limited group, limited people, and we share a lot of personal things that nobody else has access to anywhere else. Would you like to be upgraded to this membership? So if they're already members, you can take them to the next level membership, and you can charge much more for this membership. And then of course there is live coaching or high-end training products. And I tell you guys, if you really want to make millions of dollars, focus on this. This is the easiest money, I tell you. The easiest sales you will ever get in your life is when you charge a lot of money. And I tell you why is that. The reason is this. People who spend $30, $50, $90, these people usually don't have much surplus money, okay? And so when you try to sell them $50 or $90, it's a very hard decision for them, because $90 is a lot of money for them. But someone who can afford to pay $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, they have millions of dollars in their bank account. So spending that $50,000 or $100,000 is not as hard of a decision for them as it is for someone to sell $50. Even today, I find selling digital products is like 100 times harder than selling a product for $5,000, $10,000, even $100,000. It's crazy when you sit with people who have money and you tell them, hey, I have a new offer for you for $100,000. They're like, okay, here's my check, just give it to me. It's insane how easy it is. So I will highly recommend that, even if you don't start with this, make sure if you want to make your goal should be that once I, establish my front-end offer, once I stabilize my business, start to get some money in, I want to then build something where I can charge people a lot of money, and that will really take your business to a whole new level very, very fast, okay? And we're going to talk about that too. And then, of course, you can send some affiliate promotions. And that's the other thing. You can, if you don't have your own products, you can find other people's products who are similar to what you're selling right now, and then you can sell those to your customers. So these are 5 ways. Have your own product, sell some kind of service, sell them some kind of membership or upgrade their membership, have some life coaching or some kind of high-end training, and then affiliate promotions. And so let's take this further. So what we saw right now was we made about $400 by selling all those products, right? So our profit was $400 by selling all those products, by adding those new products and making a few tweaks. So now let's see what happens when we add more products and we make more changes, what happens, okay? So once again, we go to the same thing. We go and we see what happens is we paid $500 and we got 20 customers to buy products, and then we sold one upsell, and then that brought us 185, and then we sold the second upsell, that brought us another 47, then we sold the membership, it brought us another 38, and then we spent $500 to make $670. So bottom line is When we spent $500, we got $170 profit. That was our math until this point. And here I'm, by the way, also missing one upsell for $20 we added, but it doesn't matter. We just stick to this one right now. We spent $500, we got $670, which means our cost of customer is each customer who bought from us costed us $25, right? So we spent $500 and we got 20 people to make purchases. So 500 by 20 is $25. So we know that as long as we make $25 or over, our business is not lost. So anytime we sell something to someone, it has to be over 25. So let's just say if you didn't have any of these multiple products and you're only selling one product, it means if you were to price it at $27, every time a customer buys it, you're going to make $2 profit. So you know that even if you price it 25 or 27, let's say you're testing something, you know you will not be at loss and you'll be okay with that. But obviously you want to make more money, but I just want to tell you how we think about this, right? And then every customer is giving us $33.5 on average, right? So 670 divided by 20, we get 33.5. So now we know that every time we spend $25, we get $33 back. So our customer is paying us 33, which means, let's say if our advertising cost goes up, we can even pay up to $30, up to $33 even to make profit, and we'll be okay even if we're spending $33 because that's what we're getting. So that was our original offer. When we added different products and made a few changes, we are basically making $670. Now we have customers in the back end, right? So now we start selling them something else. So in the back end, when after they have made the purchases, we send them an email and we send a new offer for $15, and 5 of those 20 people ended up buying that. So now we made another $75. And then we send maybe a few days later an affiliate product, and then one of them bought that, and that gave us another $10. And then we try to sell membership, because remember initially there are only 3 people who bought membership. So we sold it out to the remaining 17 people, and one of them agreed to buy it, and then we made another $19. Now we could have, of course, tried to upgrade the people who already bought membership, but we're not even going there. We're just keeping it simple right now. So we sold it to one more person by sending them emails, right? And then we sold our high-end training. Then we started introducing the people to our high-end training to say, hey, come and learn this from me. This is really going to help you. Or, hey, let me help you with this area of your business. Let me create this for you. Let me create this new sales pages, whatever it is. We sold something pricey to them. Hey, once again, I'm pricing it here only at $999, which, by the way, to me is not a high-end ticket. To me, unless you're selling $2,000 and above, it's not high-end. That's just what makes sense to me, okay? So anyways, we still put something for $999, and now we made $1,100 from this. This is just from the back end, by the way. This $1,100 from the back end, $999, $19, $10, $75, right? So in the front end, we sold them for $670. In the back end, we sold them for $1,103. Now you see how much difference that makes. We actually sold more in the back end, and this is where we had no advertising cost. So our profit margin here is much higher, right? There is no cost, and our profit is really, really high. So now, if we divide this, right? So now if we add this, we'll add 1,103 that we sold in the back end and 670 we sold in the front end. Now our average customer cost is $88. Not cost, sorry, average income from every customer is $88. That's a lot of money. So we are spending $25 to get a customer, and then we are making $88 on that. That's almost 3 times of what we are spending. That's massive profit, right? Now imagine if 100 people are giving you that much money every month. That's a lot of money in your pocket. And it's very simply how you're leading them, right? And this is just by spending $25, you're getting 88 back. That's brilliant. This is how you build your map. This is how you build your funnel. This is how you build your money. You expose them to multiple products in the front, and once you set it up and once people are buying it, you make it profitable. Once they buy the products, they come to the back end, then you create some more offers and you sell them more offers in the back end, and now you're making money. And once this happens, you just put it on autopilot. You're just repeating the same process over and over, and you're going to keep making lots and lots of money. You can take this information, this funnel design, and apply it to any industry. It doesn't matter. You can take it to fitness. You can take it to, I don't care, finance, to self-help, any industry, through physical products to service. It will work every single place, okay? So now we just saw that we spent a total of $500 and we got $1,773 back. Plus, let's not forget that now we have people who are going to pay us a monthly membership. That's extra income that's going to come into our pocket every single time. And that's really how you make money. And so this is an example of my dating funnel. I just wanted to show you how it works. So basically, when somebody goes and buys products from my dating funnel, my very first product is $97. They buy my front end for $97. As soon as they buy that, I introduce them to my next product to say, hey, you want to watch my live interactions with women? That's $99. They buy that. Then I sell them a relationship product to say, hey, do you want to learn how to be in a committed relationship with a woman? I have a relationship product for $147. Then I have my next offer for $297. Then there is an offer for $250. Then after they buy that, they get an offer for $67. Then they get an offer for $47. And then they get to the thank you page, right? So I have these 7 offers in total that they have to go through, and then they get to the thank you page. The total of these offers is $1,000, and my average sales value is $457, meaning on an average, every customer of mine spends $457. That's a lot of money. That basically means I can spend $400 on advertising and still make a decent profit every single time. How is that, right? And that's how your front end should look when you create. Have multiple offers with different money. They should all align with each other, and then take them to the thank you page. And now here's my backend. My backend basically starts with my first offer is $999. I offer them a virtual training where they can have some Skype sessions with me, and they can get all the lessons they want, from their home. So that's my first offer that they get. And then I sell them a product for $47. This is in addition to the products I've sold before. I have a product that I say, hey, by the way, I just created this new product. Would you like to have access to this product? And I charge them $47 for that. And then I try to encourage them to come out and take a live training with me to say, look, you have all these products, but if you come to me, I can get you going in 3 days. I can personalize everything to you and get you the mastery in just 3 days. So then they come to me for a 3-day training. During the 3-day training, then I bump them to say, hey, by the way, if you like this, would you like to come for 2 more sessions with me? I can do a group session, and I will charge you $4,500 for 2 more training sessions, because the first training was so good, and they see this as a deal that for $4,500 they can spend 2 more weekends with me. Then they upgrade to that. And then I have a next training, which basically I sell 2 times a year, and I charge $15,000 for this training program, right? Now, think how much money each customer can bring me, how many options, how many expensive products I have to sell them. And then the next level training I have is $100,000 and then a $200,000. That's my backend. In my backend, I have some really expensive products, and they sell really good. Now, think about this. In the backend, if I sell just one of each in a year, right? How much money that will bring me? That will bring me almost $350,000 if I sell just one product each. If my customer come and whoever bought my first product for $450, if they buy even one training from this, right, just $1,000 training, that's $1,500 per customer. That's a lot of money. If I can just sell $1,500 to one product, wouldn't you be happy? If you run ads, you spend $25 and they give you $1,500 back, wouldn't that be a great funnel? That's my point. So that's why you need to build your funnels where you can make a lot of money in the back end, and then you're going to be rich. And this is something a lot of people don't realize. So that's why they never scale their business, never are able to make a lot of money. Now, I know this might be sounding too much work right now. It might be sounding too much because I'm talking so much and I'm giving you so much specific information that it's probably like just filling your brain up. But trust me, it's very easy. It's very, very simple. It's just I'm giving you so much information that's filling your head. The bottom line is it's going to come down to create multiple products in the front, test different pricing for them, reduce the cost, and you're good. And then after people buy, create more offers in the back end. That's pretty much what you're doing and nothing else. But I'm just giving you so much detail so you understand. So this is what your funnel is going to look in the back. You're basically going to send traffic to your front offer. They're going to give you their money. As soon as they give you their money, you introduce them to your next offer. So say, here's a second product, here's a third product. I also want you to be with me on a month-to-month basis. Give me some money. They buy all these products. And after they buy these products, you add them to a buyer's list, because now these people are your buyers. You don't, they've already purchase product from you. You don't have to advertise to get hold of them. You have their email, their phone number, everything. You can get hold of them when you want. And then when your front end offer is over now once all your buyers, you put them to the back end offer, and then you start selling them back end offer. You start selling them emails to sell a new product, to sell some kind of training, some kind of high-end products, some affiliate offer, and then you make extra money. And this is how you generate massive profits. So now you're starting to see that how simple this is, right? You build traffic, and take them to your main offer that you're advertising. As soon as they buy that, show them some more offers. Then they go to your backend, and in the backend you sell them some more. And now you have a business system that's going to give you a lot of money. And then all you have to do is automate this and scale this. That's all you have to do. Once you start making this, once you recognize that, okay, I've done this for a couple of months, and every time I do this, I make $100, $150, $5,000, whatever it is. Now I can spend more money. I can just scale this. I can spend 5 times the money. I can take it to different countries. I can take it to different regions. And then you automate this, and then you really scale this and make lots and lots of money. So and now you understand that how this business works. So I just want to give you a quick recap of how this works. So basically, you create a front-end offer, then you add a few upsells, then you try to get them to buy a monthly membership, then you test higher price for all your products, and you try to lower the cost of profit. This is your front end, and with this, you're done with the front end. And then after they buy, you try to sell them more products, you promote some affiliate offers, and you sell a high-end product. And that's pretty much it. And then you put it on autopilot, and now you're on your way to being a millionaire. So I know I gave you a lot of information, and I seriously hope that you found this information very valuable. And I'm seriously hoping that after going through this information, now you realize how you can be rich with internet marketing. This is something people don't realize, but I'm hoping at this point you're feeling confident. Now you see the secret formula that puts a lot of money in people's profit, and is giving you idea how to build your sales funnel. But I know it's also a lot of information. It's probably again overwhelmed you. I know I do that quite a bit. I just like to give too much information, but I hope you appreciate my intention there, that I just wanted to give you everything so you have everything to run a successful business. And if you like this, write your comments, because I always appreciate positive comments too. And please do share it with your friends and your family. Let them also benefit from this information, and gets me some more exposure too, so it helps me too. So once again, I'm really hoping this is going to help you. And tomorrow I'm going to send you another piece which is really going to help you more with your business. So thanks again, and take care.